The dismissal began when I was 17, sitting at the kitchen table with my college acceptance letters spread out like fragile dreams. Marcus leaned over my shoulder, laughing. He was 21 then, confident, cocky, already finishing his business degree at State. "That's ambitious," he said, "for someone who barely passed high school chemistry." "I got a B+, I said quietly. "Exactly." He grabbed an apple, took a bite. "Med school is for people with real talent, the ones who get straight A's without trying, not for someone who has to study all weekend just to scrape by." Dad looked up from his newspaper. "Marcus has a point, Sarah. Medical school is extremely competitive. Maybe think about nursing? It's a respectable career, more realistic." Mom nodded from the stove. "Your Aunt Linda loves it. Good hours, good pay. You'd still be helping people." "I want to be a surgeon," I said. The spoon in Mom's pot scraped against the pan. The silence that followed was heavier than anything I'd ever heard. Marcus broke it with a laugh. "A surgeon? Czar, do you have any idea how long that takes? How much it costs? How hard it is to even get in?" "I have a full scholarship to State," I said. He raised an eyebrow. "Not Johns Hopkins, not Harvard, State." "You went to State," I reminded him. "For business. That's different. Medicine at State isn't exactly prestigious." I folded my letters carefully and left the kitchen. That was the first time they told me I wasn't enough. It wouldn't be the last. When I got into med school, Marcus was launching his real estate company. "For more years of school," he said at Sunday dinner, "I'll be making 6 figures before you even graduate." When I started residency, he had 3 rental properties. "Still training at 26? He smirked. "Most people have real jobs by now." Mom and Dad never corrected him. They just smiled weakly and changed the subject. "Marcus just closed another big deal," Mom would say. 3 commercial properties downtown," Dad would add proudly. I'd nod, cut my food into smaller pieces, and say, "That's great." Then came the question, always the same. "And how's the residency going?" They said the word like it was something temporary, like I was still playing pretend. Marcus would lean back in his chair, smirking. "Still chasing that surgeon fantasy, or have you realized it's out of your league?" I learned not to answer. The worst part wasn't his mockery, it was their silence, the way they let it hang in the air like truth. By 29, Marcus's company was booming. He had the house, the wife, the baby on the way. I had a small apartment near the hospital, a 10-year-old Honda, and a pager that never stopped buzzing. "Sarah, honey," Mom said one Sunday, "Marcus mentioned he's hiring office staff. Maybe it's time to think about something stable." "I'm happy where I am," I said. Dad frowned. "But you're 30, sweetheart. Still training. Still living paycheck to paycheck. Don't you want security?" Jennifer, Marcus's wife, smiled gently. "There's no shame in realizing medical school wasn't the right fit." "I'm exactly where I need to be," I said. Marcus chuckled. "Pride. You should have listened to us 8 years ago." They didn't know I was now chief of cardiothoracic surgery at St. Catherine's. They didn't know I'd published groundbreaking research in the New England Journal of Medicine. They didn't know I was being courted by Johns Hopkins and Mass General. They didn't know, because I stopped giving them ammunition years ago. Thanksgiving arrived cold and gray. I'd just finished a 12-hour shift repairing a torn aorta when I pulled up to my parents' house. Marcus's BMW gleamed in the driveway beside Dad's sedan. My Honda looked like a relic beside them. "Sarah." Mom opened the door, hugging me. She smelled like turkey and quiet disappointment. "We were worried you'd have to work." Marcus is in the living room telling everyone about his new project, 40 downtown units. "Isn't that impressive?" "Very," I said. Marcus was exactly where I expected, center of attention, whiskey glass in hand, tie loosened just enough to look successful. "And the return should hit 23% in year 2, he said proudly. Uncle Tom whistled. "That's incredible." Aunt Linda spotted me. "Sarah, how's the hospital?" "Good." "Still doing the nursing thing?" Uncle Tom asked. "I'm not." "She's in surgery," Marcus interrupted, making air quotes. "Training." Everyone nodded politely. "It takes a long time," Aunt Linda said kindly. "Sarah's not actually a surgeon yet," Marcus added. "She's like an assistant, right?" Hands the instruments to the real doctors? Something like that, I said. Jennifer patted the sofa. It must be so exciting just being in the operating room, even if you're not the one doing the surgery. It's fine, I said. Just fine. Marcus laughed. 12 years of school, and it's just fine? It's rewarding. But you're still not officially a doctor, right? Still training? Dad asked. The training for surgery is long. How long? Dad pressed. It depends on the specialty. Marcus rolled his eyes. See? She won't say because it sounds ridiculous. What are you? 30? Still a student? I'm not a student. Resident. Student. Whatever. Still learning. Still supervised. Still not trusted to do anything important on your own. Marcus, Jennifer murmured. Don't be mean. I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. Sarah needs to hear it. She's wasted her 20s chasing something that's clearly not working. He leaned forward. So what's the damage? 200,000 in debt? 3? I have scholarships. Please. And what's your salary? 60,000? I make that in a month. Aunt Linda tried to cut in. Different paths. Different rewards. Real doctors need talent and… Marcus leaned back in his chair, voice dripping with superiority. Natural ability. That's what separates people like me from people like you. You've always had to work twice as hard just to keep up. Remember high school? College? You were never the gifted one. Sarah. Mom appeared in the doorway. Dinner's almost ready. I'm just trying to help, Marcus said. Someone needs to tell her the truth. Nursing would suit her better. Still medicine. Still helping people, just more appropriate to her abilities. I stood. I'll help set the table. Running away from feedback? Marcus called. That's always been your problem. In the kitchen. Mom handed me plates. He means well. He just worries about you. Does he? You have been in school a long time, honey. Medical training takes time. I know, but… She hesitated. Don't you ever wonder if maybe he's right? Maybe you're forcing something that isn't meant to be? I set the plates down carefully. No, because there's no shame in… I know there's no shame in nursing. She interrupted quickly. But that's not what you are. What are you then? I met her eyes. Exactly what I set out to be. She blinked, confused, and didn't push further. Dinner was the usual performance. Marcus talked about business expansions. Jennifer glowed, talking about baby names. Dad bragged about his golf game. Mom praised Marcus and sighed about me. Sarah should meet someone, Aunt Linda offered. Maybe through the hospital. Doctors must meet lots of people. She's not technically a doctor yet, Marcus said, smiling as he carved his turkey. I am technically a doctor, I said quietly. You know what I mean, he said. Not independent, still supervised. I have an MD. And 12 years later, still not trusted to work alone. That's not the same as being a real attending physician. I cut my turkey into even, clinical slices. How much longer? Dad asked. Until you're finished? I'm done with residency. Mom brightened. So you'll finally be a real doctor now? I've been a real doctor for 7 years. Marcus laughed. Technically, on paper, but still supervised. Right? Still not the one in charge? I'm the chief of… My phone buzzed. Then again. Then continuously. The screen lit up. Catherine's emergency room. Work emergency, I said, standing. Marcus gestured with his fork. See? Called away from Thanksgiving because someone important actually needs her to assist with something. I stepped into the hallway and answered. Dr. Williams. Dr. Williams. It's Patel in the ER. 41-year-old male. Acute MI. Unstable. Needs emergency cab. Dr. Chin's in surgery. Rodriguez is unreachable. Morrison's out of town. My mind switched instantly into clinical mode. Vitals. BP 90/60. HR 120. ST elevation. We've started meds, but he's crashing. We need you. I'm 20 minutes out. Prep or 2. Call my team. Alert cardiology. Already done. But… He hesitated. The patient's name is Marcus Williams. My blood froze. What? He came in 10 minutes ago. His wife says his sister's name is Sarah. I walked back to the dining room. Everyone was laughing. Marcus, I said, how do you feel? He looked up. Annoyed. Fine. Why? Any chest pain? Shortness of breath? He frowned. My arm's been tingly, but I probably slept on it wrong. Why are you? We need to go to the hospital. Now. He scoffed. It's Thanksgiving. I'm fine. Marcus, I think you're having a heart attack. The room went still. Then he laughed. You're unbelievable. This is what I mean, always playing doctor. Trying to prove something. Marcus, please. No, you've been pretending to be some kind of surgeon for so long you've started diagnosing people over dinner. Jennifer's voice trembled. Honey, your arm. It's nothing. She's overreacting. My phone rang again. Patel. Dr. Williams. Where are you? Wait, there's confusion. The patient's wallet lists this address. Emergency contact, Sarah Williams. I closed my eyes. I'm coming. When I looked up, Marcus's color was fading. Marcus, there's a man in the ER with your name, your address, your ID. Either someone's using your identity, or you're about to need surgery. He started to protest, then winced. His hand went to his chest. It's just indigestion. But his lips were pale, his forehead damp. Marcus, Jennifer's voice cracked. We need to go. Fine, he gasped. Okay, maybe I don't feel great. Minutes later, we were in Dad's car, speeding toward the hospital. Marcus tried to talk between shallow breaths. This is embarrassing. You'll look ridiculous when they send me home. I hope they do, I said, counting his irregular pulse. At the ER doors, nurses met us with a stretcher. Are you Dr. Williams? One asked. Yes, this is Marcus Williams. Chest pain, diaphoresis, left arm numbness. He needs immediate eval. They wheeled him in. Marcus looked terrified now. Sarah. I'm right here. Dr. Patel rushed over. Dr. Williams. Thank God. Or two is. He stopped when he saw Marcus. Wait, this is your brother? Long story. What's his status? Before Patel could answer, the monitors spoke for him, loud and sharp. ST elevation, massive anterior MI. The nurse said. Marcus's eyes found mine. Sarah. Get cardiology down here, Patel ordered. I'm already here, I said. He blinked. You're on call tonight? I'm on call every night. I'm chief of cardiothoracic surgery. The room froze. Marcus made a faint, strangled sound. Chief? Patel cleared his throat. He needs immediate bypass. Multiple blockages. I looked at the EKG. Prep or two. Call my team. Page Dr. Morrison. He's in Vermont. I know. Call anyway. They started rolling Marcus toward the oar. His grip found my wrist. Sarah, are you doing the surgery? Yes. You're really? I've been chief for 6 months. Attending for 2 years before that. Fellowship before that. I know what I'm doing. His eyes filled. I'm sorry. We'll talk after. Right now. I need you alive. We reached the surgical wing. My team was ready, calm, efficient, waiting for me. Patricia handed me the consent forms. Family's here. Jennifer burst in. Mom and Dad behind her. What's happening? Is he? He needs emergency heart surgery, I said. I'll be performing it. Jennifer blinked. But you're not. She's the chief of surgery, Patel said quietly. One of the best in the state. Mom gasped. Chief? I turned to Jennifer. You'll need to sign the consent forms. The surgery will take 4 to 5 hours. Marcus was pale but conscious. He grabbed my hand again. Sarah, I trust you. I squeezed his hand. You should. As the anesthesia took effect, he whispered, I'm sorry. I know, I said softly. We'll talk when you wake up. Dad's voice trembled. Sarah, is he going to be okay? He has an excellent chance. We caught it in time. Mom's eyes filled. Why didn't you tell us? I met her gaze. You never asked. You assumed I was failing, and I was too tired to correct you, I said, turning to Patricia. Let's get started. The surgery took 4.5 hours, multiple bypass grafts, 3 major arteries blocked. Complex, delicate work. My team moved like a symphony, every instrument, every suture, every decision in perfect rhythm. Remarkable work, Dr. Williams, my assistant murmured. He's young, I said. He'll recover. When I walked out, still in scrubs, my family stood in the waiting room. He's stable, I said. Surgery went perfectly. His prognosis is excellent. Jennifer burst into tears. Mom grabbed Dad's hand. Aunt Linda stared. Sarah, you're a surgeon. Chief of cardiothoracic surgery, I replied. You never said, you never asked. I said quietly, you just assumed. Dad sat down heavily. For 12 years, I continued, you let Marcus mock me. You never defended me. You thought I'd failed. Mom's voice trembled. We thought you made a mistake. I wasn't failing. I was succeeding, but you never wanted to hear it. A nurse appeared. Dr. Williams, your brother is waking up. Later, in the ICU, Marcus blinked up at me, like someone cracked open my chest. He rasped. Someone did. Me. He tried to laugh. Sarah, I'm sorry. Apologies later. Focus on recovery. Jennifer whispered. She saved your life. I know, he said softly. I know. 3 days later, Marcus showed me a headline. Top cardiac surgeon saves brother's life after years of family doubting her. It's gone viral, he said, and I deserve it. I was jealous. Sarah, you worked for everything. I just got lucky. I tore you down to make myself feel better. I said nothing. I'm in therapy. Mom and Dad too. I'm going to make this right. I nodded. Then start by healing. Weeks later, he emailed me. You weren't failing, you were saving lives while I was bragging about profit margins. You're the sister I never deserved. I love you. Marcus. I called him. Sunday dinner. Next week. But on my terms. Anything, he said. That Sunday, the room was stiff with guilt. Then Jennifer asked gently, how do you even reattach vessels? Microsurgery, I said, smiling. Sutures thinner than hair. One by one, the questions came. Real ones. Curious ones. Finally, Mom whispered, I'm proud of you. I nodded. Thank you. Marcus smiled. Thanks to you. I have time to be better. We laughed, awkward, but real. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. 6 months later, I got paged mid-surgery, emergency cardiac case. 53-year-old male, acute MI. Dr. Patel reported. A woman rushed toward me. Marcus Williams said if anyone could save my husband, you could. I smiled. He's in good hands. My phone buzzed, a text from Marcus. Take good care of him. And Sarah, thank you for everything. I slipped the phone away and stepped into the trauma bay. Time to do what I do best. I saved another life.